GZTV back with another video, and in this video we are going to be talking about Better Call Saul. This is episode 5 of season 6, the final season of the series. I know my voice is a little low. I just woke up like 6 minutes ago, literally at 10 o'clock, so there's that for you. This episode's called Black and Blue, I believe. Black and Blue, yes. Okay. I put it in the video title if you guys don't know what the video is called. And sorry about my bed. Sorry about my bed head again. I literally just woke up, so I'm getting you guys 2 early morning videos, and then probably I'm gonna watch Walking Dead, and then I'm gonna go to my lecture, and then I'm gonna go to lunch, then gonna go to another lecture, and probably watch a movie and do laundry. So yeah, there's an opening and a main story that's like very clear here. So in the opening, a technician creates a loose seat block that encases a wooden slide rule. Now, we're not really sure what this is about, but given that there's like German in it, we kind of think that like Werner or Ziegler or someone connected to him is going to like return to the storyline. We don't know that for sure, but we kind of figured that would happen, and it does. So he engraves it in Lieb den Jones, German for "With Love, Your Boys," applies a manufacturer label with the name Volker, and places the finished sculpture in a velvet-lined box. So maybe that's kind of like some foreshadowing into what's going to happen in this episode. So, getting into the main story, Kim Wexford to keep from Jimmy McGill the news that Lalo Salamanca might be alive. She doesn't want to like worry him or anything. She wants to be the only one to know this. So yeah, and Mike kind of told her like, you're a more stern person, so you probably shouldn't let Mike know. You shouldn't let Saul know about this. Yeah. Jimmy continues to attract a large criminal law clientele and persuades Francesca Liddy to begin working as his administrative assistant. So we know she was there for Breaking Bad, and now she has returned in Better Call Saul as his assistant. So that is pretty cool. There was a decent amount of stuff that happened in this episode. So yeah. Kim meets with Viola Godo, her former paralegal, to apologize for abruptly leaving Schweikert and Coakley without any notice. She knows that she should have probably gave her a further notice, because they were really good friends, and they had a great relationship with each other. Viola was like her paralegal, so she wanted to kind of make things right with her by having like a dinner with her or a lunch with her. Viola tells Kim how much she admires Kim's pro bono work. Like, who cares about Mesa Verde? Pro bono is where it's at. So that's what a lot of lawyers, I'm sure, like doing, rather than dealing with like a big corporate banking company, I guess. That makes sense, I think. It makes sense. Let's see. In reality, the meeting is a ploy Kim uses to obtain the name of the retired judge who will mediate the Sandpiper case. It's like just to kind of further thwart Howard and stuff like that. That's kind of like their mission, is to like thwart Howard into doing bad things and whatnot, and to like get him into bad things. And so getting the name of the judge who's going to be dealing with the case, with him being like the lead attorney of it, that might help. Anything will help. So Howard Hamlin, Clifford Main, and Aaron Brill persuade the Sandpiper clients not to settle. We must keep going on, and obviously Jimmy wants the money. He's been wanting the money for a long time. But he understands that they could probably write it out and he could get more money. So, afterward, Cliff confronts Howard over a supposed use of drugs and prostitutes, like finally giving him a confrontation, like, you need help, even though like Jimmy and Kim kind of like made it look like he did this, made him look really bad. But of course, Clifford Main is going to make assumptions. Howard realizes Jimmy is sabotaging him because Main thinks he did all these things, and he's like, man, Jimmy is trying to like get rid of me, and he's going to make it right. He tricks Jimmy into meeting him in a boxing gym and challenges him to fight, which was really cool. Really, really cool. Really cool scene of this episode. Probably one of my favorites. Jimmy initially declines to enter the ring, but changes his mind. So these two are in a mini little boxing match. It doesn't last long, but Yeah. Howard defeats him, then says he hopes this ends Jimmy's harassment, which I don't think so. I don't think like beating someone up in a boxing match is gonna end you getting harassed for something like this. But yeah, I don't think he knows Jimmy well enough to make such a stupid assumption about Jimmy. But yeah. After he leaves the gym, Howard tells his private investigator to begin surveilling Jimmy. So now Howard is just stalking Jimmy. I guess Kim and Jimmy did the same thing. So yeah, he has a private investigator looking to maybe even charge Jimmy with like sabotaging him and like defamation and stuff like that. So who knows? We'll see what happens with those two. Jimmy later questions his judgment for accepting Howard's challenge, but Kim reassures him their scheme to ruin Howard is proceeding as planned because he thinks he got the upper hand with, beating up Jimmy. Gus Fring's firm belief that Lalo is alive causes him sleeplessness and distractions at work. Like, he's getting paranoid. He's like, where the hell is this motherfucker at? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna be pleased until this man is officially pronounced dead and that he sees his dead body in a casket, Mike, Armstrong, and Gus visit the construction site of the planned meth lab, which Gus carefully inspects before hiding a shotgun in the track of an excavator, just in case, Lalo decides to show up. So, yeah. In Germany, under an alias, Lalo approaches Werner Ziegler's widow, Margarete, at a bar. That's how you say her name. Margarete believes that Werner died saving his crew from a cave-in, and mentions that he referred to his crew as his boys, which is what the rule stick was. It was like a memoriam, like a gift from his crew, like his boys, like when he died. That's why they showed that at the beginning. And it's really cool to see Margarete be in this series, and Lalo obviously not going under Lalo Salamanca. He never does. He's named Ben here, I'm pretty sure. So Lalo and Margarete go back to her house and part ways. So she's like, no, I can't let you in the house for the night, which was probably smart. But the next morning he breaks in after she leaves for work. Lalo wasn't just going to settle for one little conversation. He had to really see if she was hiding something from him. He finds the Your Boy sculpture and makes a note of the maker's label. So now Lalo has a mission to go after those manufacturers. Margarete unexpectedly returns as Lalo escapes unseen somehow. I don't know. The highlight of this episode was Tony Dalton playing Lalo. That was great. Those were good scenes and sequences. On Rotten Tomatoes, it got 100%, 6 reviews, very positive, 8.3 out of 10. Howard and Gus kind of have these parallels with each other. Both men being threatened by familiar opponents about whom they can do precious little at the moment. The show's creative team was for waiting until Black and Blue to reintroduce Lalo, them waiting that long was cool. The prequel problem of watching Lalo at work when viewers know of his absence in Breaking Bad, Lalo appears to be in control right now, which is cool. He can be in control for a couple episodes until he gets pushed out of the Better Call Saul storyline. Melissa Bernstein's direction was great. She makes her presence felt. Kim meeting with Veal, who was sort of doing what every character in Black and Blue is being forced to do, confront their own worst tendencies head on. Lalo and Margarete's scenes were kind of before sunrise. It's the biggest Better Call Saul curveball in this episode. And yeah, again, Tony Dalton playing Lalo was great. Dalton doesn't have to drop the charm off offensive for the audience to be reminded of his ruthlessness with each part of the truth he leaves out. It's an A- episode by the AV Club, I think. Or it was IndieWire, sorry. This show has been painting a painful endgame for a while. Watching all its players realize just how much it will cost them and everyone else continues to be one of the more gut-wrenching parts of it all. The amount of exposition was kind of iffy. It's kind of like past episodes like Alpine Shepherd Boy, Bali High, Sabrosito Talk, and Dedicated All Max. But it's an enjoyable episode for allowing viewers to acknowledge where the characters are and where they might be by the end of the season. Black and Blue was One of those episodes that's nearly all craft, a careful setting for this table for the payoffs to come. The cold opening was cool. It's like it has like a statement of purpose, a respect for the fine-hued details of the creative process, and a conviction that viewers will have the patience to appreciate their rendering. The high levels of lore packed in this episode were kind of cool. The boxing scene was one of those semi-brilliant, semi-absurd set pieces that you can imagine a writer's room deciding to go ahead with because, hey, it's the last season and why the hell not? You gotta leave with a bang. You gotta give audiences like entertainment. You gotta give them suspense. You gotta give them all them things. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm about to review the movie Misery, so that will be up next. I haven't figured out what movie I want to watch today, but Misery review is coming up next for you guys. I forgot to put the picture for better